Hey, Joe. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I got to hit the live button again. One of these days, Joe, I'll get this right, man. I don't know. So, see, I was trying to type up a banner here. Just a reminder for Shortline Thursday. See if that works. Maybe. I guess. There. I didn't want it to stay up, though. I wanted it to be a banner. Here, scroll. Hmm. There. No, it's done. Right. Sorry, Joe. There we go. That ought to do the trick. All right. James, how you doing? Ethan, how you doing? Yeah, so I put a banner up across the bottom. Just remind everybody, Jim Tedesco, Millennium County Railroad. I'll mention it again later, but tonight he is doing his live stream. It's his new show, the Shoreline Thursday show. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. He is having a big contest tonight, so make sure you get on that. For his first show, he's going to have a contest. So, yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So, yeah, check him out. And get him in. So, welcome to the first show of the year, January 6th, show 2022. I think it went pretty well last year, I don't know. Again, there was nothing, this is not meant to be anything, ground shattering or anything like that. It's just, yeah, Thursday will be busy, James. Um, but I think decided to go at 6 because you got the Canadian guys up there. I can never remember their shows. Chris from Go Via Go Home, and you got Mark. Oh, third rail Thursday, yeah, they're on at 8. So I think that he actually contacted a couple of those guys, or one of those guys, Mark maybe, to find out their details as far as what time and all that, because he didn't want to interfere with their times and stuff. So that's why I believe he went to the 6 p.m. He seemed to feel like that'd be a pretty safe time. Yeah, I got Dave 88. Go Via Go Home. Mark from MM Rails. Just the three of them, or is there one more? I think there's another guy. It might just be those three. Is Chris on tonight? Go Via Go Home. Yeah, his turn. Either way, if you guys can, I think it's the contest itself is closed now. You had to enter, I think, by midnight last night or this morning, midnight. Going into today. I don't remember. Um, we'll see. He got an N scale prize. I think he has an O scale. Oh, not O scale, HO scale prizes, and then he has, I think, just a generic prize. Not generic, like it's a generic thing. It's going to be for all scales. I think all scales. Happy Valley Hobbies. How are you? Nice to see you in there. And I'm Short Lines. Good morning. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I promoted that. I may do a little blurb on the channel later as well, just a reminder for him. Jim's a good guy, man. I can't believe he don't even have 300 subscribers. He does good stuff. He puts out a lot of videos. Very informative. I feel like most of you guys are already subscribed to him, but I don't know for sure. I don't know if I could do this without losing the signal. Anybody able to grab the link for James's channel, Millennium County Railroad? afraid if I try to go in to do that, I'll end up losing the feed here. If he can, great. If he's not, then not. Yeah, how you been feeling, James? I forgot you had that. I had the showstopper, if you will, before Christmas, a week of like I started getting symptoms on like the 10th of December, and thankfully, I'm not trying to knock it. Thankfully, it was basically just a cold. I was doing everything I would normally do for a cold. Vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, NyQuil, DayQuil, all that kind of stuff. I thankfully had no breathing type issues. It was, I think maybe one day I had a low grade fever, like 99 or something. I had this dry cough. Now I got a bunch of junk. I don't know what the hell that's from, but I had this dry cough. I could not get rid of this cough. It was crazy. So I had to deal with that, So like I was on vacation that week, so thankfully I didn't have to work or anything. I would have been able to work. There's just no way because I couldn't even string a sentence together without breaking into a coughing attack. So and that lingered for a couple of weeks. Not bad like it was that week I was on vacation, but just kind of annoying. I'm better now. Happy Valley Hobbies. He's 2 subscribers away from 40, so I'm sure we can help him get to there at least, if not more. So if you guys are not subscribed, then check him out. So if not, that's good, James. No symptoms. We just kind of take this on with it. Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. I don't want to ever sound like I'm like downplaying the whole thing, but this variant has, for the most part, been more mild. I guess it's more contagious, but it's more mild. But I mean, more of a cold. Thankfully, that's more of a cold. Hey, Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt. Good morning. So, beginning of Vermont, the last I checked, there were last 2 cases. Yeah, I'm in Cleveland right now. Our cases are way the hell up, but I mean, the media like stressed. I think they panicked people into like everybody got to get tested before you go see your families for Christmas and this and that. I can see the reasoning behind it, but now we have no tests. We've got the National Guard over here helping like direct traffic to do these tests. We're so short-staffed. There's a lot of staff out. They lowered it from 5 days of quarantine, or from 10 days of quarantine down to 5 days. If you're not having any fever or symptoms, you don't even have to get tested to come back to work. So what the hell are we doing with this thing? Well, you guys, I've said it from the beginning. I don't want to get on a whole political talk of all this. I really don't. But James, bottom line, I'm glad you're feeling okay, and you haven't had any big symptoms or anything like that. So that's good news. So, and that's been, I guess every family will be different. If you've had family that have, died from the showstopper or had really severe reactions and things like that, I guess you're going to feel differently about it all than if you're someone like myself. And thank God we haven't had anybody die from it. We haven't had any hospitalized from it, anything like that. So, what I mean? It's going to be probably more specific to how your family is. Because we got closing down floors, or not whole floors, but they're closing down rooms on the floors. There's just no staff to take care of people. They got the National Guard at the hospital, helping with transporting patients, helping with checking temperatures and shit at the door, just those kind of things. Helping with food service, because the cafeteria is like non-existent really. People who are actually out with it, and people who just left. Like, I'm done, I'm not doing this, why do I want to be in healthcare right now? Why do I want to do any of this? I mean, they're not really paying you anything extra to do it. At least not my hospital. Unless you, well, I mean, if you pick up extra hours, you can make extra money. But they're not paying you extra for actually doing the job that you hired to do. For being a loyal employee. And that's not just my company, that's all these healthcare companies all the same. You know, when people would go and do travel nursing and they double and triple what I'm making, you know. So they're not really giving much incentive for people that are there to want to do anything more than what has to be done. So I don't know. That's just my bah humbug on it all, I guess. With that being said, let's talk about trains. I think I showed mostly the things I've gotten, you know, for Christmas and everything like that. When I did my on-track Tuesday last week, not last week, the week going into New Year's, so right after Christmas. I haven't done a ton more ballasting over by the River Co-op. That's it. My son was home. He went back Sunday, back to Pace. So I really didn't, didn't spend much time with him. I could bring around there. What are you talking about? I know we're talking to me. Talking to myself over here, apparently. Are you getting some feedback or something? Sound like I got. I didn't ask much. Sounded okay. Oh boy. It's cold here today, man. It's like the teens. It feels like, it says like 16, but it feels like 2. It's gonna seem to get warmer. Turn my heater up. I'm in the basement, so even with the heat on, it's decent, but a lot of times I have to keep the space heater going when it gets cold on this concrete. So, I'm gonna run this short container train around this website running. You know if it gets too loud again when it goes by the camera. Like last week, it was on Tech Tuesday, it was on my morning show. I understand it was hard to hear. It was too loud in the background or something. So let me know. If I took it off, I took the sound off. I just like to have the sound on. That's part of my problem too. I just been running trains. I did do a little bit of scenery and all that. I guess I can show you that in a little bit. I'm trying to figure something out. Just playing around. I may keep it, I may not. Let's see. I'm not trying to do anything that's tall or it's going to get in the way of doing backpack. I'm trying to link that if anybody wants to come in, you can, like now. So, what else going on? I think Wilmer wasn't feeling great the other day on his on-track Tuesday show. He has some kind of cold or something going on. His wife has it too. And she got respiratory issues, so yeah, they'll be doing okay there. I didn't heard back from Red Bird Tony. He's doing okay. I know he wasn't feeling too good there for a minute. He's supposed to be doing the on-track Tuesday this coming week. So, Cambridge today. Oh, that's okay. I screw it up there if anyone wants to. I haven't done that in a while, which is fine. It's on camera, so it's not track stand up. I actually ordered my first set, some of my Christmas, like gift cards and that. Cato, 53-foot, it's a 3-car set, articulated well cars. These are, I believe, almost all my well cars are all 48 footers, and they are all kits. I hate fragrance. How about that, guys? See if. I'm an intermodal fan, for sure. And I don't know if it's just the well cars are weighted right, and then it's just the cheaper kits. I don't know. But, I have this thing running around for an hour, no issues. Next thing you know, I keep on the track. I don't know what it goes. But let me say this. And that, it's really just those well cars. I mean, which stinks because that's like one of my major commodities. Hey, Steve, the everything else has been running fine. Very little issues with anything jumping the tracks. You have a car here or there. We all have those cars that just no matter what you do, they just go on. But I don't know. So like I said, I ordered from Iron Planet Hobbies a set of those Cato, the Pacer, 53-foot well cars. So we'll see. I've heard great things about them, never had them. I think I'm going to slowly start replacing some of these problem cars I have, well cars. Because like I said, it's going to be a major thing. I'm going to have a whole section dedicated to it and motor. The reason I did this layout as is like central Ohio, is based off of that yard. And their yard, they built off that restaurant. So I'm going to make sure things are working. And I ordered a couple switches too. Got a turnout here on the control, 2 turnouts behind me on the control. Then a couple of slots open in case I need to add some or something like that. Is it something that I want to go outside? for silicone you can do. Oh, I think they like it. Using a skin with a brush. I don't know if that's do something like that. So, it might be worth it. See how you like that one. After the holidays end with all the troubles with shipping and supply, we can't have it. I just talking too low or what? Spread it and cover it. That'd be cool. I'm thinking like in that little wooden Scenics vacuum or something like that. So when I vacuum with the static grass, I don't have to worry about using like my vacuum or like a stocking sock on it to catch it. And Roko's nowhere near the camera. I'm muted, but it's kind of what guys were saying last week. I just turned the volume off. Yeah, I'd like to see the vacuum spread out. I've turned the volume down on these locomotives too. These are scale trains that come out of the box and they're so loud, it's ridiculous. I turn them down. I got those sanders on them, those little plastic sanding hoses. Man, I swear you can hear them all the time. They're so annoying. Then you cross the turnout or curb, you can hear those damn things. In the U.S. They got to build layouts for people. Okay. Sorry about that. Like I said, this is what guys were saying last week too, that it was kind of loud. So. You like it, Nathan? It's not too bad. It's like $25 or so. I don't know what shipping. I seen like a generic one once that somebody was selling on Facebook. It was similar, but it was way cheaper. I didn't buy it. Thought about it. I was like, I don't know. Okay, James. You said, yeah, it's that guy. I'm thinking, sorry. Yeah, I've been trying to make a point to run these intermodal. I had to shorten the train because I had the 1.5 car set I just had on. I took that off because it was just really acting up. So I got to check and see. Maybe you got to adjust like some of the tightness on the wheels. And, sometimes you got to adjust the truck some. Give them just enough play, not too much play. Weight. These are all plastic, so there's not a ton of weight in them. They look nice though. I mean, being kids, this intermodal stuff is expensive, man. It's all getting expensive, but my God. Then if you want to actually buy the containers too. Jeez. It's the gate. I think I'm starting to have issues with the gate with with I don't know if it's the weather and stuff or what, but I don't know. Yeah, but with the shop vac, does it vacuum it into like some kind of a holding thing on the device itself? It doesn't go into the shop vac. You won't be able to save it, so I'm assuming or something. There's enough places in the United States that you tell you, like, I just ordered from Iron Planet. I had an order and it was all free shipping. Yankee Dabbler's shipping is generally pretty decent, depending on what you get. Some heavier or something like that, it's different, but I don't know. But then you get some companies, they want, the flat rate of like $14 a ship. I shouldn't complain, I guess, because it's talking about $30. Sometimes what I ordered isn't even as much as the shipping. So, the hell with it. Hey, Fred. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check into that. If you have a link to it, James, and throw it up there. Current Sparky show. That's good. I never win anything on his show. I don't try that hard. If it's something I'm not really that interested in, I might just kind of throw numbers out there. Something that I'm interested in, I'll throw some numbers out there. I don't like how that works. It's a thing in the ass. But I don't know a better way either. Like Jason the Train Freak, when he does his contest, he does like a bingo kind of thing. I have no idea how that thing works. I just sign up to be in a contest. If I get called, I get called. If not, that's okay. I really don't understand it. Anytime I've had a contest, I just felt like I'm pulling things out of my head or doing the spinning wheel thing, on the computer or whatever. That'd be nice. I started all my auto racks. They're all like old Walters kits. Most of my kits. I think I have one or two that are like ready to roll, whatever. But they're all Walters. I'm not going to spend that kind of money on an auto rack. If they want from scale trains, although their operator ones were too bad when they first came out. I don't know if they're up to now. If you bought 6 or more, I think they were like $40. So that's not bad. I just had a bunch of auto racks and I don't run them that much, so I didn't need to buy more. Yeah, send me the link, James, if you can, and then yeah, that'd be nice. I'd love taking a look at it, anyways. But yeah, Intermountain, I mean, they're supposed to be really nice. I do like the fact you can see through there. So I think that's a really cool feature. Or see into them, through the metal panels. I like them. I just don't have any. They would strictly be run through. I have 16 or 17 of them. I thought about picking up a couple of the scale trains auto racks just to try them out. Maybe get rid of some of my other ones. I'm trying to upgrade some of my equipment. Like I had started doing that a couple years back with my locomotives. I wanted to get stuff that was a little more detailed than that, so I slowly started replacing like the operator series and the less detailed ones and stuff like that. So unfortunately, like I'd sell 2, and I'd be able to buy 1. Some of the older stuff I kept is the B&O, C&O, some of the older stuff. Most of the time, I'll only buy like operator stuff. I keep using operators. I buy a lot of scale trains, freight cars, or like Walter's mainline. I love Walter's mainline. Scale trains operators are fine for me detail wise. They all run great. But the mainline stuff, for the price, you seriously can't beat it. Okay. I just got it changed. Yeah, it sucks. I don't know how I can. Let's see. It's on YouTube. So we'll link on that. Oops. All right. Did you lose me there for a minute? Hold on. She's trying to figure this out. Bear with me, man. Trying to put a link up to this thing. So, oh, yeah. I don't even know where I keep it. What the hell? Good. There we go. There it's go. I have a set of Concord well cars that I got just before I tore the old layout down. I should pull them out and run them around and see if they're worth it or not. Because if I can slowly start selling some of these well cars off, I can gather some funding to buy new well cars, like better ones. Man, I got quite a few, man. I hate to sell them in a lot of ways because just for the mass of them, because I'm going to have a big yard, so I'm going to have some laying around the yard kind of thing, empties, loaded, you know. Some may just be for looks because of the fact that you're not going to run them all. Well, yeah, you know what? That's true. You know, with the gift cards, this way you could please everybody, no matter what scale you're in, doesn't matter what railroad you run, doesn't matter what era, none of that. It's kind of nice to actually have physical prizes, though. It's not gift cards, but it's definitely a good idea. I've done it myself. I detail cars with mine, but do you really see it all when I turn it around? No, that's true. That's true. And the same thing with the locomotives, you know, honestly. I mean, unless you're going to really get down there to high level and do a video, but even at that, they're just passing through. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. It's just a decision I made on the locomotives to go a little higher detail. I don't know why, but I did. But here again, with the cars, if I could get a detailed car at a good price, like closer to, like with, I have a coupon code or a gift card or something like that, and I could get something detailed for roughly the same price I would get it for like the not as detailed. Yeah, I'll pick it up. As like I said about that coil car, scale trains, it was originally like $56, and then they had a sale on Black Friday where it was $20 off of that. So, you know, that's when I finally went ahead and bought one. Well, I don't know what they did for me for Christmas. So, but because of the fact that it was actually more near what I would consider closer to normal price in the 30s. I'd look for stuff more around the 20 to 25 range. While there's mainline stuff, most of that stuff's 23, 25. I think some Acuros. I like building the kits. I really do. Like a good part of my grain hoppers are Acurel, Afton Blue Box, what else? Um, kits. There's another one too. I think I might have little Walters ones too. They're kits, grain cars. Or you got the CPU. Yeah, I just got it. I know, shocker. I got the CSX one. I don't know. It's just okay. I didn't waste a ton of money on buying a bunch of them. Because originally I had, I think, pre-ordered, or thought about pre-ordering, I think, 4 of them. And NS, the CSX, and I don't remember all the names they had in there. Conrail, maybe? I don't remember. But I like the Acurel stuff. Most of the stuff that I run, as far as, especially grain hoppers, is Acurel. A lot of my box cars are mainline, 60-foot cube drill mainline, high cubes. A lot of my 2-bay hoppers are the Walters mainline and Acurel kits. So, yeah, I run it all the time. It's a nice hopper. You did a nice job on it. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know. When my son was home and I had some free time when he was out with his buddies and stuff, I've been kind of like at a standstill here. I've done a little bit, but I got to know where to start. What I need to do today is I need to contact a couple of these backdrop companies and get a hold of them and figure out what I need to do for this backdrop, because I'm going to need to kind of custom it, like especially by this river scene, the way it drops down and stuff. And everything I've seen, I got to see one company has something I like, but it's not completely what I want. And I don't really have photos, things I've taken or anything like that that I can use. I know, like Jason used with his backdrop. There was a picture he had taken, and they were able to turn it into a backdrop. But there's parameters on it. You got to make sure it's a high quality picture. However, he did by his rice land grain elevators. Yeah, so those were train thought. I'm still trying to type up this link for that ballast. Put it in here so it'll come across. That will work. It's not even a link really, but I wondered if there's a link in there. But, yeah, and then, but yeah, I like Acura. They're detailed enough, and they go together nice, and you know, upgrade the wheels and couplers, and you're doing all right. But sometimes I just like building the kits, so it's fun for me. But you also got to think there is when you add in the cost, you add in the cost of metal wheels, if you're into metal wheels. Some guys are fine with running plastic, run all metal wheels, which adds a little weight to the car too. And changing over to KDs or whatever couplers. Because like those Acryl kits, they do come with knuckle couplers. Most of them are a little bit newer, but they're like weird, man. You gotta put them together. I don't know how well they operate. I don't even bother with it. Those end up in my junk pile, my junk yard, scrap yard. So you see some knuckles sticking out of the junk loads and stuff. So I never throw that stuff out. I keep it and scrap it. Hey, Jen, 2618, how are you? So by the time you add in a little bit of cost for that, even though you get the kits a little cheaper usually, hey, Jerry's that around the corner. You still, by the time you add that cost, and sometimes you can get a ready to run, you know, Walters mainline hopper for basically what the same price would be. My thing is, I was looking at something, what was it, that had like a 15% sale off of freight cars. So like a $25 hopper was going to be like $21 or $22, which is fine. It was Walters, I believe. Then you add the shipping and everything in, and you're right back up to $35. So it's like, well, shit, I don't need it that bad. But I have no hobby shops really around here, so I kind of have no choice but to order. So I just got to be either willing to pay the shipping or just be particular with who I go with. Hey, Central Pacific, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. My wife says, man, you spend $300 on a locomotive, then you'll bet you moan about a buck or two on something, you know, in the store or something. Oh, this one's $1 cheaper than that one. You know, I don't understand how you do that. Yeah, I have one. It's not that good though, to be honest with you. Everything in there is like from like forever ago. Like he doesn't hardly ever get any new stock in. When he does, it's so expensive, man. So I thought about it, like, okay, well, say this Walters kit, whatever kit it is, the building or whatever. You think, okay, well, I'll buy it from him. It's a local business to support him, and I have. But then I go back to the fact that, okay, can I get this cheap enough somewhere else? Even with shipping, it's like way cheaper. If it's a couple of dollars or a few dollars, I'll support the guy. But his hours are really funky. He's hardly ever there, open. I want something, and I'll find it, and I'll just buy it. Like if I have the money for it, or saved up for it, or whatever, and I just order it. Yeah, John, I agree. Always worth it to get proper couplers. Wheels. I 100% agree. I'm checking the height every time I build a kit or anything like that. I'm thinking of upgrade or anything. I'm always checking the heights before I hit the railroad. Even if I don't weather the car, I always take it in a little rust mixture I make up myself. And I always hit the wheels with that, and the couplers, and the trucks. And so at least that looks somewhat realistic. Even if I don't have the cars all weathered up or anything. So, hey, count me in on it, Anthony. I know it's a little ways for me, but I'd like to go there. And they are a sponsor of my channel. I do buy a lot of stuff from them. Still got the coupon code, the 5% off the CR&E. So I mean, definitely still use them a lot. I have been getting a decent amount from Iron Planet though. With Heath's discount code of 10%, and they've had free shipping now for quite a while. I don't know if that's going to last or not. So that's pretty cool. And they've had a lot of the stuff I needed in stock. I'm buying a lot of, like, Yankee Dabbler does a lot of like DCC stuff. They really have a lot of stuff, but I just can't pass up on that 10% and with free shipping. So, you know, if they want to give me free shipping, Yankee Dabbler, I'd be more than happy to go ahead and get all my NCE stuff from you. But I'm cheap with that. I can't, I don't know, whatever. Whatever. Well. That's in Jersey, right? About $8 for 'em. 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 ' I mean, I'd make a weekend or something. I would come just for a couple hours. I mean, I'd come the day before, stay that day, maybe leave the next day, something. Stay a couple of days, maybe like a long weekend or something out of it. I'd like to meet you, see Anthony again. I haven't seen him since the Steamtown thing. Get Darren down there from B&H. He's down in the Maryland area. Get him to come up. You got Joe Rader. He's in Maryland or down that way. So I mean, I would try to maybe meet up with some guys, make a little long weekend trip or something out of it like that, So same thing. End of February, we're going down to Florida. I want to meet up with some of your Florida guys, if possible. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, Anthony. Yeah, he's got the little one at home. He's got a lot going on, and just busy between the kid. He actually made some progress on his railroad. They were out of power, I know, for a good day to 2 days, day and a half, 2 days. So that storm you guys had down there. But yeah, I was hoping to get him to come up to Strasbourg. I don't know if he will or not. I'm playing there, I'm going. We'll see what happens. For those of you that don't know, that's the planned YouTubers meetup. Strasbourg is, what do you call it, May 20th and 22nd of 2022. And that's the plan. We had planned on going in 2020, but then, the showstopper hit. Everything like that. Maybe you will for Dave. Yeah, hope so. As far as friends go, like physically here in town, I mean, I have friends at work and stuff, but I don't really get together with much more than family, to be honest with you. A couple guys like Justin from Goose Lane Railroad, we'll get together, rail fan. Every now and again, I go to his house, he'll come up here, mess around a little bit. Hey, take town trains. But the majority of the guys are like on here, YouTube. Like Darren and I, we probably talk just about every day. Honestly, I got Edward Katie. Let's bring him up. So we got to say, hey, good morning.
Hello, Dave. Good morning. First time here, so just checking things out.
Welcome. Just a very impromptu kind of show on Thursday mornings. Nothing really special or specific to talk about. Just whatever pops up. We try to keep it train related for the most part. Well, welcome in. Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to be seen. And one of those things, maybe I should have put the Happy Valley Hobbies on there also, but
yeah, well,
you did. But.
I was just going to ask, if you're from Happy Valley or what? So now, is that a hobby store that you own, or what is it?
No, what it is, well, it's one of those things I should put hashtag blame Heath on it, because he's one that's been poking me to start my own YouTube channel, and I remember hearing about some of the guys talking about how they have model train channels, but I guess when they I guess some of the larger ones like Luke Townden and Kathy Millett, I guess they wind up getting more views when they do something that's more generic than just model trains, and plus I have more than one hobby also. So.
Oh yeah.
They're sort of kind of interrelated, but
okay.
Goes going that direction.
There's a lot of guys that have multiple, not just trains, multiple hobbies. There'd be RC cars or drones, whatever. Just model building in general.
Yeah. And not only that, with model trains, there's hobbies within the hobby.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to get it better, like airbrushing and stuff. That's its own skill in itself. A lot of guys have airbrush channels. And I've learned a lot of stuff just from watching some of the war gamers that do all that war gaming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They do some excellent scenery and airbrushing and things. So sometimes our hobbies kind of interconnect just with the scenery aspects of it and the skills and techniques we all use. It's
Yeah,
kind of neat. Or, John was saying he finally met a model railroad friend that lives near him, and it's kind of neat when you do.
Yeah, it's one of the one of the advantages and slash disadvantages of living in Vermont is there's not that many there's not that many people in the state.
Yeah, that's true.
The population is actually less than Washington D.C. for the whole state.
Okay. Yeah, wow, I didn't know that. I know it's not a big state, but I didn't know the population was as small as that.
Yes, but apparently the population is still larger than Wyoming.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
But
I guess it's pretty much desolate up there in Wyoming, I think.
Yeah.
There's probably why the people who live there like it. They want all that big city stuff.
Yeah. Well, Vermont is sort of, it's not it's the Green Mountain State, so it's one of those things that there's not that much flat.
Yeah. You got a lot of mountains.
A lot of ski resorts and anything else that requires having a steepness and all that, but
I'd like to get up there and check it out one of these days.
Yeah. In fact, I'm next to a township, which apparently Vermont has two townships that do not have a local government because it's let's see, the one that's near me, they have not this census, but the last census early in the morning, where they had the entire township had six people in it.
Jeez.
Bennington County in Vermont.
Is that what you said? Where in Vermont? Are you answering Fred's question?
Yeah.
I think I talked over you when you answered it. What did you say? Where you at?
Bennington, Vermont. No, Bennington County, Vermont. I'm actually in Arlington.
I think, Fred, isn't that where you have your new place? Your summer place?
No, it's just an apartment. I wound up working for a company called Mac Molding, and that's basically the reason why I moved to Vermont, so I wouldn't have an hour commute.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Fred. He lives in Texas, but I think he has a place up in. I think it's Vermont, somewhere in New England now. I think for like the summer months. I think he has family up there.
Oh, okay.
I lived in Bennington for 5 years.
Ah.
Fred, are you actually from that area, or are you from Texas, or are you a transplant to Texas, like for the winter months and stuff? That's kind of cool. Small world. So when you do Vermont, maybe you guys can get together or something.
Anything is possible. Right now I'm actually planning on to head over go to Amherst, where I guess there's a plot to have a YouTuber meet.
Were they doing the train show in Amherst this year, or is that already over? They canceled. I don't even know. It's a big one that they do there. right?
Yeah. Amherst, I think, is usually at the end of January.
I didn't know if I know they got canceled last year and I think the year before, so I didn't know if they're canceling it again or still on. I think that'd be a fun one to go to. It's supposed to be a big show.
Yeah, it's I the last one I went to was 2020. It was just when things were starting to close down, and
Yeah,
they didn't close Amherst yet because it wasn't considered devastating at that point.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I
I think
found out.
they're closing down to like March or something here, anyways.
Yep. And the thing is that it's like over a decade since I've been there. But then when I wound up going through there, uh, I had forgotten how large it was, and I completely missed one building.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We had a pretty big one back here in October at the fairgrounds, and it was like I don't know, 4 buildings, 3, 4 buildings, something like that. Pretty big, but I noticed that I think it was still kind of like not as busy, not as packed as it had been years prior. I think people still a little leery of big crowds on that, even last October still. So I enjoyed it. I don't like big. I'd rather stay home. Let me just go buy stuff. I don't have to fight you for stuff. You're not in your way. You're not my way. And so,
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
that?
The closest one, the first big one I've been to since everything shut down was the Great Train Extravaganza that they had in Albany, New York.
Up in Albany.
Yep. And I'm from that area. Uh, and the thing is, I belong to a club that sets up there. So it was sort of interesting. It wasn't as crowded as it used to be, but it was more than what was expected.
See, Chesko stopped there. Hey, Chesko, I missed you there. John says he really wanted to make Amherst this year, but too much going on, unfortunately. John, where you at? Are you anywhere near Amherst? Where is Amherst? Is that like Cambridge, Mass, somewhere in that area? Is that Massachusetts, Amherst?
Springfield, Massachusetts.
Springfield. All right.
So it's sort of like in the middle of the state.
Yeah. All
It's a,
right.
I I
Albany,
remember.
from Cleveland, where I'm at, Albany, I know Rochester's about 4 hours. Buffalo's 3. I don't know how much further up Albany is from Rochester. Probably another hour or
Um,
so.
Probably an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I know from Albany to Buffalo an hour. Oh, wait,
Well,
I can't be right. I got my times mixed up.
yeah, I mean Buffalo's up by Niagara, so
Yes.
I
Well,
don't
it's basically all
know.
Albany, New York is basically you get the Buffalo and just get on I-90 and just head east. Eventually you'll hit it.
Eventually end up in Boston. Stay on
Well,
that.
that's if you keep on going straight. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. John, you are in Florida. We're in Florida. Like I said, I'll be coming down there end of February, the 26th, 7th weekend. I'd like to meet up with some guys. I don't know where you're at exactly. We're going to be around uh, one of the Sarasota, Bradenton areas where our friends live. We're going to go visit. Well, that's the plan, anyways. Who knows? Beach over there, East Coast, where
Yeah. I remember signing or putting in a job application that says, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" It's like after the pandemic, I have no clue what's going on.
yeah, right.
You
Well,
can't predict.
in 5 weeks, let alone 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, so, that's cool. That's what I'd like to do. The one guy I'm friends with is pretty close here. I mean, he's kind of cutting back on like his model trains. He hasn't really been doing much, unfortunately. So I haven't really done it. And then mine's been down until recently, So I haven't really gotten into off sessions or anything. But that'd be kind of neat. That's my ultimate goal is to have. So I wanted to build it with a wide enough aisles and stuff so that if people did come to operate, you could have two people in the aisle and not be pumping asses and stuff. So I wanted to make sure it was comfortable
Yeah.
and enough things to do where people can operate.
That's why I think one of the disadvantages I've seen with a lot of larger layouts is that they try to pack, they try to pack so much in that they forget that, well, you have to account for the people that are operating.
Yeah. Well, my old layout it was smaller than this, but I made my aisles way too narrow. It just wasn't comfortable, and I had a duck under instead of a lift gate or a swing gate, and it just wasn't good. Like I was used to ducking under it and everything, but anybody else, like when family would come down to look at it and stuff, if you went able to duck under, you couldn't see half of the layout because the divider wall down the middle blocked the whole second side of the layout. So a lot of times you couldn't, they wouldn't even bother coming to see it. And then I was getting sick and tired of ducking under that thing anyways. It worked really good as far as the tracks that went over because the duck under was only like maybe 6 or 8 inches wide, so it wasn't like a big wide area you had to crawl under. But it worked so well. I had no derailments, no problems. I was just dreading the thought of taking it out to try to make a gate or lift up or lift out or something out of it. Just in fear that it would be a nightmare.
Yeah, but I mean, there's times that I know with Heath, he's trying to what to do with his remote layout, and he's like, oh gee, should I do this or should I do this? Should I do this? It's like sometimes you just gotta go ahead, put it together, and see if it actually works or not, instead of doing all the theory.
It's true.
And sometimes it just doesn't work out.
That's true too. But I don't know. What am I going to do today? Probably nothing. Run trains. I got a buddy of mine that had a couple of locomotives that were acting up, so we brought them to work. I want me to look at them. One of them had a couple of truck wires. They wouldn't run, and truck wires broke. So I replaced those last night. It's an old blue box, though. It's very sluggish. Like, I don't know where not sluggish, but not very powerful, I guess. Like, it's weak. It runs fine, but it doesn't, you really give it a lot of juice for it to really do much. The motor, I think, is just tired. I don't know. I don't know how to fix that part. I know how to wire like solder and things like that, but when it comes to actually the motors and stuff, I don't really know what to do to get those running better. In fact, I have a chassis sitting here for a P42 Amtrak that I got it running real nice, but it's sluggish too. So when I added it's just DC though. When I added a decoder and stuff, I got it pretty cheap on like one of the Facebook groups, and it works. Just kind of like trying to replace the motor with like an Anthem Genesis or something like that. But then I have to replace the drive lines and all that stuff too. So kind of bought it as a project. I bought this with a dummy as well. Came with a dummy. It was a pair. So it's been sitting here collecting dust. Haven't gotten much more than that.
Well, sometimes it just has to be run in. Things are just too tight. And if you run it in, loosen up some stuff.
Well, like you said, they're old blue box locomotives, so they've been around. You just gotta, like you said, kind of get them up and running and get that grease moving around. I think I already uh, I took it apart and cleaned up all of the gears and everything and re-greased it and all that, thinking, well, maybe that old dry grease was slowing it down and stuff, helped a little bit. Hey, John, still look good. So, like I said before, and it's not a knock on Anther. It's just it's going to sound like a knock on Anther. I bought two brand new, they might have been new old stock, I don't even know. I bought it from like Spring Creek or somebody. Nothing against them either, they're very good about it. But I had to send them back to Athern for repairs. That's where it took me 3-4 months to get them back. They sent them out to Long Beach and everything else. This has been a couple of years ago. It was when I first got back into the hobby, and I wasn't sure. Like, first of all, they were under warranty, so I didn't want to mess with it and screw up the warranty.
Yep.
I got them back. The report that came back to me was that there was like a broken truck wire, something along those lines on both of them. And it's odd, they're brand new in the box, and they wouldn't. I get them back, and they still had like a loose truck wire. So I ended up deciding then that I'm just going to learn how to do some of this stuff. And there's a long time. They're brand new locomotives. I never even got to run them for like 4 months. Really kind of made me mad. Then I was more mad at myself because guys kept telling me, "Hey, open it up, look at it, see what's going on with it." I was like, "No, I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't want it. It's under warranty. I don't want to mess anything up." I was afraid of avoiding the warranty, all that stuff. So I was kind of mad at myself too for not just listening to other guys and opening the damn thing up and looking at it. Because even then, I was okay at soldering. I got a lot better than I used to be at soldering. Like now, I actually solder to like a decoder board. Before I was afraid of like messing up with too much solder and stuff, or heating the board up too much and ruining it. And you know what I mean? So
Yeah, but it is one of those things of the hardest part sometimes is doing that first step because you're worried about you're going to break something and all that. And
yeah,
that's the way I look at that is maybe turning around and getting, going when you're at a train show or something like that and you see a junk box and all that. You buy the junk spot, stuff in the junk box. So if it breaks, it breaks. But if you get it working, you learn on that.
well, I have a little more in the junk box now than I had before. So, like I said, this was early on. But the first decoders that I have installed when I first started doing installs would be on something like a blue box like this, and I would just get the one with not the one with the clip harness, but just the harness. You know what I mean, with the wires, and I call it a hard wire, where you're just wiring it like this, you're wiring it straight in. Compared to a board. You know what I mean? It would just be the wire straight to the motor, to the trucks, whatever the grounding, and that kind of thing. And that gave me a little more confidence to do that. And I started working on doing a little bit of LED stuff once I got, a little better at it. And, I'm no pro at it for sure, but it's kind of fun. That's what I do sometimes too. I just tinker around here on the workbench, messing with things. I don't really know what I want to do on the layout. Sometimes you just kind of gotta do other things. Hey, Dwayne, thanks for working spoon. Thanks for popping
That's
in there.
Things right now I'm in the process of doing is learning on how to I can build kits and all that, I can paint them and all that, but things like weathering and scenery I haven't figured I haven't really done before.
Yeah.
So I've actually I'm making small dioramas of okay, so I'm not messing with
Yeah. What you could do you have a layout currently up or no?
I just got the track back on. I had the baseboard and the track down and all that, but I hadn't had anything painted and sealed, so I had to take the track back off,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
sealed everything, and then put it back on.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Yes, actually, absolutely. One of those things of last week was the premiere, I guess.
Let me make sure I'm actually subscribed to you, Happy Bell. I think I am. Right now while we're talking, so I don't forget
Yeah.
about it.
But yeah, I'm
That's one thing
keeping
I don't like about YouTube now. Unless you're a moderator or it's your own channel, like you can't click on the icon on a live feed anymore. You used to be able to click on somebody's channel, go to the channel while you're in the feed, and now you got to
yeah.
remember to go back and look everybody up. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean it's like they want they're doing all this stuff to make sure that you get discovered and all that, but you can't discover somebody on chat.
Right.
You have to highlight it, click on it, and then hopefully it'll come up in the thing.
Yeah, and that's you used to be able to do that though.
I know with mine's a
Yeah.
little on the generic side because you put down just Happy Valley, you get a whole bunch of different stuff like hotels.
Yeah. Valley Hobbies, 39 subscribers. You got 39 subscribers now. Didn't you say you were 38 or something?
Yeah, so somebody subscribed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't know who it is yet, but
Yeah, I'm subscribed already, but make sure I get that bell on there. Oh, your first live stream. How did I miss that? Go back and watch. Sorry, man. There's so many good channels out there. Uh, it's hard to keep up. It really is. And then there's only so many hours in a day, so sometimes I spend my day on like a day off, and I'll just kind of go through and look through some stuff and see what I've been missing out on. Some guys doing some good things.
yeah. And
But
then
what
there's
I was gonna say with your layout, sorry to cut you off. You said you're building little dioramas. What you can do is think of where you want to put that diorama and build it so you can just take it and add it into the layout. If you build it, on, I don't know if you're using foam on top or anything. I'm going just with plywood, but you can always do it on like more of a chipboard or something like that you can just set on there and build the scenery up around. So you're not wasting the diorama. If you build something and you like it, I did that with the one area of my layout last time where I had the water tower. It was kind of feeling like a little corner where I had it going through the backdrop, and then the track curved this way, and then this track went through the backdrop. So it was like a triangle area. And I just built it up with foam, pink foam, and I built it on the workbench because it was easier to reach. Then I was able to set it back onto the layout. And I took the dimensions to make sure everything fit first, before I actually built it all. Anyways, that's a long way of telling you you can use those dioramas on the layout, which I'm sure you know that. Yep, somebody says you got 40 now. I don't know. It's good.
all right. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, all the guys in the chat, if you're not subscribed to each other, subscribe.
Yeah, there was
I got two the other day.
Yeah, there was one time I wound up. I wound up. After setting everything up for the YouTube and all that, I think it was last. Not, it was this sidetrack Sunday before I did my first live one, and they wound up getting me 27 subscribers. Even I was like, wait a minute, I haven't even put anything out yet.
Yeah.
Make that 41. It's
pick
like,
them up pretty quick, and then go through periods where you're like, oh my god, what do I got to do to get a subscriber? What the hell? Like I'm like, and this is just an example. I mean, I've been stuck like within 10 of 2,000 for the longest time. And I think I'm finally up to like 1996 or something as of today. But then like I'll go on tomorrow and I'll lose a couple, so it's like whatever. I don't know if it's the YouTube algorithm or if it's just many people don't like the show and they unsubscribe, and that's cool. But I don't know, man. Well, see, I don't know, some guys really put a lot into the channels and really into promoting their channels and then trying to really get that. It's the watch hours. I mean, you have to have all these things. You need all these things now to get any kind of money from YouTube. And believe me, that's not why I do this at all. I could care less about that. I don't think it's a lot of money anyways. But, I don't this is fun. If it's not going to be fun and it ends up being a job, then it's not fun for me anymore. I have a job, you know. I don't think I'm ever going to get to be like around Strange and Things or something like that. Just get, you know, thousands and thousands of subscribers. Some guys just really have. You can almost make a like a small living off of some of these channels. This,
well, I think some of the channels that are out there that are getting getting income from YouTube, one, they have to be massively large in order to make a living off of YouTube. But a lot of them also they have multiple income streams. Also, they're not relying strictly on YouTube.
yeah.
I mean, they not only
multiple channels even too. Like you said, several hobbies. Like one's trains maybe, but they may have one on cooking or something too. You know, maybe it's another hobby or woodworking or just and in the grand scheme of things, yeah, there's a lot of model railroaders. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think this is more of a niche. You know, it's not like something that's super mainstream that people are going to really be looking for. Just browsing. With us model railroaders, because of our search histories, a lot of model railroad stuff comes up when I go on YouTube, because that's what I'm interested in. But I don't know.
Yeah, there was one that I came across that the guy who used to work at Disney got laid off.
Boomer dioramas?
Hmm?
You talking about Boomer dioramas?
No. This is Tasting History with Max Miller.
Oh.
He worked at basically he wound up getting fired from Disney because they closed for the time, and then so I guess he decided he liked history, he liked food, so he decided to make a small YouTube channel about it. And then this thing because everybody's home and he's doing all these different things, he wound up it wound up showing up on my video stream. But the thing is, I was also at the time sort of listening a lot to Townsend's, which is also it's like a free Revolutionary War.
Oh, cool. See, I would be interested in that.
Yeah, it's a Revolutionary War cooking channel.
Oh,
and I guess he wound up.
I love like Revolutionary War stuff, constitutional stuff. I think that's all pretty cool stuff.
And the funny thing is that he wound up doing a collaboration with Townsend's, which is after I found out about Max Miller. But the difference is Max Miller. It doesn't matter what the history is. He's done everything from Roman, Mesopotamia, Victorian, all throughout the different. If he can find a recipe for it and can do the research on it, he'll do it. And he's sort of gotten to a. He hasn't done a separate channel of this yet, but he has one that's called Drinking History with Max Miller, where he goes and has talks about different types of drinks, usually alcoholic.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Jason, Train Freak. Sorry, Train Chic. Chic. Morning.
Yeah, like Jerry says, it's like Townsend's is like living history.
Yeah.
I think that's actually how they started, because the father started the company back in the 70s, and now the son's taken over, and his son is the face of the face of the company and does all the cooking shows, but then he also has sometimes guests on, etc.
Yeah.
Every every Friday they have Live at the Duck Lake Tavern where they take a specific thing and talk about it. And for the longest time, because the guy's name is John, and it's like why do they keep on saying James is the name of the company? It's like, oh, that's the father.
Oh, yeah. I mean, me and my wife and kids, we all are kind of like history buffs, especially like we love Williamsburg, going down there. One of our favorite trips was we did like a week-long trip to Williamsburg, over to Jamestown, Yorktown. One of my favorite places in the world is Mount Vernon, Washington's home. We spent a day or two in Washington, D.C. We did like one of those bus tours down there where you could hop on and off the double-decker buses and see all the monuments and stuff. On the way back, we hit Gettysburg just for a quick bus ride there to just go around the battlefield. And then I came back home after that. But it was a fun trip and just a ton of history. And we've always enjoyed Williamsburg. I've been there many times. I love that era of history, just how we became a nation, and then just what went into all that, and just like I said, I'm just a fan of the Constitution and how that was all written and the way it was done, what they had to endure to do it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people are totally bored by history and have no desire to even know about it.
Yeah, there was one of the. It's one of those things I sort of kind of knew when I was younger because I lived across the border from Vermont. But one of the things that got me, I was surprised about is that I was watching this one YouTube video saying that countries that got absorbed into the United States. Because everyone usually thinks of Texas, the Lone Star State, that's their thing. But the thing is, there were There were actually four countries that were originally their own country first. And Vermont was the first one. Vermont was a republic by itself for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then became Texas, and then California. And then the last one was a kingdom, the Kingdom of Hawaii.
That's our last state. Was it Hawaii or Alaska? What's the 50th? Was it Hawaii?
Yes, Hawaii was.
They didn't come into like mid 1900s. It was like 49 or 48, I think, when they came in. I thought Alaska or something. I know we had Pearl Harbor out there in Hawaii, and obviously that was, before the war. But I don't know that it was a state back then. It was a territory or something. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was a territory because in World War II, actually my uncle got the fatal wounds at Normandy, and I have his burial flag, and it has 48 stars on it.
Yeah.
It's
weird to see those flags like that. I mean, I know it was before our time, but we're so used to being 50 states. In my lifetime, it's always been 50 states. I wasn't born until 71, so it's never been, less than that.
Yeah. From my understanding, Barack Obama was the first president not to have a state added during his lifetime.
What's that?
Barack Obama, he's the first president not to have a state added to the country during his lifetime.
Oh, okay. Huh. And that's weird. Yeah, because he was pretty young when he was president.
I think
he's still young considering. I mean,
yes.
Some of the presidents have been like rather old men, 70s and up,
With, if I remember correctly, Hawaii was instated in 51, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was, I want to say 48 or 49 for Alaska. And, I mean, I'm sure somebody can look it up real quick. But Hawaii was after. Stand by. Stop.
Yeah, what was it now? The amusement park, Six Flags Over Texas, is because Texas at one time had 6 different countries involved. I forgot exactly
Let's
which.
see, August 21st, 1959 was the 50th state of Hawaii. There's a territory of Hawaii beforehand. Sorry about that. It's going to bug me if I didn't look it up. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Joe Rader just put it up there too. Oh, that's I know why we're both 59. I bet you I do have a 48 star flag. My great aunt, her husband was in the army during the war, and I mean he made it through and everything. And when he passed away, he did get a burial with honors, from the army and that. So I do have. When she passed away, she gave me the flag, his flag. It's all folded up, so I don't want to unfold it. So I don't know if it's 48 stars or what it is. I can't remember when he passed away. If it was later on or what, because I don't remember him. So I was born in '71, so I don't know if he died. It probably was still after that. It's a 50-star flag.
Yeah, it probably has a 60-star flag or 50-star flag on it.
48-star flag.
Well, of course, I am sort of kind of curious of getting a hold of a 15-stripe flag.
15 stripes?
Yes, because that before they settled on the 15 before they settled on the 13 stripes, the idea was for every state they would add a stripe and a star. So when Kentucky and Vermont was admitted in, they had a 15-star and 15-stripe flag. And then somebody happened to realize, like, wait, if we get any more, if we start getting a lot more states and all that, we're going to have a very long flag with a lot of regulations.
Or have really skinny stripes.
Yeah,
I'm biased, obviously. I mean, but I think our flag is one of the most beautiful flags out there, around the world. I think it was just the symbolism of, and every country has their own symbolism and for why they did what they did with their flags, I'm sure. But just the fact that it was the 13 original colonies, and then now they do the star for every new state. Obviously 15 now, but who knows? Is Puerto Rico a territory? Like the Virgin Islands are territories, things like that.
Yeah, they're still territories.
So they don't obviously have a star, but I don't know if they'll ever change down the road. But okay, it's just 10 o'clock. I should probably get something done around here. Hey Edward, man, thanks for stopping in, man.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
Always welcome. I do it every Thursday morning, 8:30. And then I do the on track Tuesday every fourth Tuesday. That's on Tuesday nights at 7.
Oh, so you're on at 8:30. The thing that they have for the list of people and all that, it has you down at 7:30.
For this show?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I could change it. Originally it was 7:30, so maybe things have changed. So yeah, it's 8:30.
All right, so at least I
started at 7:30, but there's so many guys that weren't really able to. It was too early for a lot of guys, so sometime between 8:30 and 9, usually guys are starting to jump in.
All right. Well, I'm unemployed, so I might be here again.
Okay. Well, yeah. Sorry to hear that, but anytime you want to jump in or just whatever.
So, I mean, it's one of those things that if I all of a sudden stop showing up, that might be a good sign because it's like, oh, he's at work.
Hello, Country Rails. Thanks for stopping in. I'm getting ready to kick out of here, though, man. It's, yeah.
Yeah, the Train Freak says we have 6 territories.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, the Virgin Islands, I don't know how many are there. Like, if they're all different territories here, and then I know that Puerto Rico, I don't know what else. Let's look into that.
Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam.
I miss those. No, how are you? Happy New Year.
And here I am, I'm thinking that I knew all 6. It's like, ah, crap.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I knew them. I don't. But,
Ooh, District of Columbia. I forgot about
well,
that.
it's a territory, it's not a state. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. And you don't even think of it as it's just DC, you know. And,
Yeah, I think of it as DC. You don't think of it as a territory.
all right, Low Country Railroad. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good day at work. Because don't work too hard. Wow. But the Philippines, is that one?
I don't think so.
Isn't Guam out there by the Philippines? Isn't it out that way?
I think we have a base out in the Philippines, but I don't think we actually have the Philippines.
I have a girl that I work with. She's been in the United States forever and ever, you know. She's originally from the Philippines. In fact, she goes back usually, well, the showstoppers and stuff, but she usually goes back every summer to see her family, you know, and spends a couple weeks there. All right, Joe, we'll see you. I'm going to kick out here too. Hi, Dave, BNSF and scale. Thanks for stopping in. Unfortunately, I'm getting ready to sign off here. But I do appreciate it. Philippines is a country, you're right. Duh. Jason says it is his country. Is it Guam a country, I thought? Because Puerto Rico's a country.
Yeah,
They get their own government and everything.
no, I think Guam is a territory.
Is it? I don't know.
Well, something for you to do the rest of the day.
Damn, Jason. Jason's like a genius. American Samoa and North Mariana Islands.
Yes.
Two. Okay. Interesting. Never gave any thought to it, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, there's not that much, going on those islands. I want to say are much smaller than Hawaii,
Yeah.
so that's why I think there's a couple of them that don't even have people on them because they're so small.
Well, that's possible. Well, we test all of our damn nukes and stuff.
Yeah.
Guam's a U.S. territory, yeah. All right. I'm going to research that a little bit. Just now I'm curious. So,
Learn something
right,
new
guys.
every day.
Yeah, definitely. If you don't, then you know. So it's good to learn, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, I am going to cut out here, guys. Check out tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. Go to Millennium County Road for James Tedesco's new show. He's going to have a contest down there. It's Short Line Thursday, and after that will be the Thursday night guys.
Do you have the guy's link?
Who, Millennium County?
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up now, losing everything. Let's see. I can actually bring it up. They lost me on it. Hold on. Let's see if I can make this work. Let's see if that'll work. That's what I pulled off. I pulled them up on YouTube. That's what I pulled off there. That's what I pulled off. Still learning the StreamYards thing. So, I was afraid of going and clicking on something. It's going to be the same thing I just posted. I don't know if it'll come up with a link that you can click, but that's his show for talking about tonight's show. So, that's okay, Dave. It says you may pop up around 3. Okay. Keep my eye open for that. All right. Well, I'm going to go. Anyways, I will. I just spelled it wrong.
Oh, it looks like he already has videos up, but I guess it's a new thing, correct?
Yeah, here's the channel, Millennium County Railroad. I typed that into the chat, just the name of it. This is something new he's starting. Tonight's going to be his premiere show for it. It's a live stream he's going to start doing on Thursday nights.
Okay.
So, but he's a good guy. He's funny. He makes me laugh. I don't know why. He makes me laugh. He's a funny guy. Good guy.
Yeah, it looks like it's Jim Tedesco is the name of the channel. It's just that the Millennium County Railroad.
Yeah, okay. That's the guy, Jim Tedesco. Sorry, the name of the channel is Jim Tedesco then, but his railroad is Millennium County. And if you like him and you want to go back, he just moved up from I think Naples to shoot, I can't think of it now. Seabury. So what he did was he built a shed to put his layout in. So I mean, he goes through from the beginning of that shed, and then you could go back to his old stuff too, like in his old house where he was at before. But he has some good stuff. I like Jim. There's a lot of 3D printing. He's 3D printed a bunch of things for me. So I mean, if you ever need something, and you can reach out to him. He's a good guy. So, all right, but I am going to go. We will talk to you. Thanks for stopping in.
Yep.
And we'll maybe catch you next time.
Yep, absolutely. Right? Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. Take care. Bye for now.